Welcome to Talk from the Terraces. This is England's World Cup reaction. Some people might say, why are you doing a reaction? The World Cup isn't over. Well, as you know, it is for England and the Three Lions. Now, when it was announced, all the controversy about it being held in Qatar, it being a Winter World Cup, we'd have to stop our domestic league and so on and so forth. It just didn't feel right. So from the start, Qatar was very weird. And here you have some English fans arriving in Qatar. Roll VT. Badou and Skinner even brought out a Christmas rehash of Football's Coming Home with Jeff Hurst and the Lightning Seas in the video with their wearing Christmas jumpers. Again, very strange. Also, these captain armbands, these One Love rainbow captain armbands, they made the headlines with that if any captain of any team that was competing in the World Cup would get a yellow card even before a ball was kicked because of Qatar's laws. Now, teams were going to go against this, and I thought that Germany's sort of protest what their team did, as when they lined up for their team photo, they put their hands over their mouth, which I thought spoke volumes. So fair play to them. So on to the group. Our first game was against Iran. We won 6-2. Everything was fantastic. Football was coming home. Then we played USA. Now I can imagine the commentators in America saying, today we have the USA playing England in a soccer match. I'm sorry about my American accent. I do apologise. But, you know, the word soccer just really riles me. I don't know why. It seems to rile a lot of English people. But, you know, it's football. Call it football. You know, don't call it soccer. The game is football. So anyway, after we drew with USA, we then had what I would call the game of the group, England v Wales, home nation versus home nation. You know, you had Wales v England, all the history there, Gareth Bale, their star player, against the stars of England. And to be fair, England won 3-0. Fantastic. We were through to the last 16. The business end of the World Cup, the knockout stages, as the commentators call it. England drew Senegal. And this is what makes me laugh. Before the England game v Senegal, England took the knee. And Senegal is full of black players. And they were sort of looking at England's players and thinking, what are you doing? Because we do have organisations like Kick It Out and Respect on the sleeve. So why England were taking the knee, and may I add, the only team in the World Cup still to take the knee, is beyond me, and while they're still doing it, frankly, just makes them look stupid. Anyway, after we drew Senegal, we beat them 3-0. We drew France. Probably the first contest, you know, the real first footballing side we come against. All we had to do was keep Mbappe quiet, and, you know, England would do the best to beat France. That's all we had to do. And as we all know, we lost 2-1. And as every good Englishman knows, it was a ref's fault. Despite him giving us 2 penalties, I just think it was, the ref was biased. He made us lose. In fact, I would go as far to say that he was France's man of the match. No, of course I jest. Yes, England were on top for a large spell of the match, but we didn't take our chances, and France did, and we even kept their star player quite quiet. I mean, he had an average game, but the other players stepped up and took their chances, and we lost 2-1. As you know, Harry Kane, 2 penalties. Harry Kane scored the first one, up again, and skied over the bar. Now, if you watch this video, you might know why he skied his penalty, because he took advice from Johnny Wilkinson. Roll these.
No, you got it all wrong.
It went in though.
Yeah, let me show you. That's how you do it.
You just put it over by a mile.
Yeah, that's how I won a World Cup though with England.
And so on to the headlines. The Sun wrote, "We're coming home," instead of "football's coming home," obviously. Also in the Sun, FIFA launched new World Cup football for semi-finals, just hours after Harry Kane blasts England penalty over the bar. Now, this will drive the conspiracy theorists nuts. Why aren't they using the same ball for all of the tournament? Why are they using their one football for the group stages and another football for the semi-final and the final? So it was the ball's fault from the start. England have another thing to blame. More headlines from the Mirror. Adele cries on stage in Las Vegas. Didn't know she was a football fan, but apparently she cried because when she heard England went out, she cried. The Guardian put out "Lion Hearts Broken." There is little to soothe the pain on the front pages. Ample reminders of Harry Kane putting it over the crossbar to send his team home. Typical British media. Do you imagine, the 1990 World Cup in Italia was a fantastic World Cup, Gazza's crying and everything else, and Terry Butcher and Chris Waddle dancing after the match, and the British media, they still really stuck the boot in to Bobby Robson. And even the Sun on Sunday read Harry's pain. Well, what about my pain after the TV that I smashed after losing my temper watching the match, actually? So why did we lose? Rio Fernandez took to Twitter and claims that Southgate let England down with the substitutes he made or didn't make, which is a shame. I've also got an expert analysis from Gilly Shaw. Roll V. I'd just like to hear your opinion on how England's done during this World Cup so far.
Mate, I think they've played shit.
Yeah.
Absolutely dire.
Thank you, Gilly, for that. You may be seeing Gilly more in the future on Talk from the Terraces podcast. So we go on to the Euros. Will Gareth Southgate stay, or is his time up? Has he been found out? Okay, you know, he's took us to a semi-final, he's took us to a final. People may argue that they were easy routes. And then as soon as we get a quality football side, like this World Cup, we had a good run-up with not an easy group, but, you know, we would expect to go through being English. And then as soon as we hit France, we lose 2-1. You know, so is it Southgate's time to move on? I'll leave that up to you. Please like, comment and subscribe, and there'll be more videos coming from UK Casual soon.